And I'm David.
And we are reeling
Oh my
right
God.
now.
Did you watch the Big Brother finale?
We just watched the finale, and I think our consensus was, holy moly. Was the season redeemed, you guys?
This was the, for me, first shock of the entire season.
First shock and like first excitement.
Yeah.
We were pretty excited at the beginning of the season. Like,
Yeah.
remember when we saw this cast and we were like, whoa, there's some potential
Yes.
here. We were excited. Fast forward through an entire season of not excitement, and now we're excited again.
Yes, thank God.
It was booking.
And this whole episode was so up and down. Like, we were
Oh my God.
excited, and then we were like,
Right.
no, and then we're like, what? And then, ugh.
As two people who work in this industry behind the camera, you can't script it like
No,
this. This is why Big Brother is such a good show / game.
Yeah.
Is because you can literally be like, this is one of the worst seasons, and then boom, what an amazing
Holy
2 hours of TV.
Crap. Yes, so let's start
Oh
back
my
at
God.
the beginning.
What happened 2 hours ago? I don't know.
I know. So as we spoiled last week, they play the first part of the HOH competition, which is the unicorn thing, and Paul wins. Everybody gets it there all, but Paul ultimately wins after Josh and Christmas fall.
Yes, Josh fell way too quick, but whatever.
Yeah.
Part 2 was really interesting.
And complicated and hard and took forever.
I remember when they came back from the feeds, it was like 6 hours or something ridiculous. And Christmas and Josh were shook. They were out of their minds. They were like trying to describe it. They were so exhausted. They were broken. And it was hard to understand what they were talking about.
Yeah.
We knew there was like a slingshotty something, but anyway, 3 questions.
Right.
But pretty difficult questions.
Yeah.
And then you're knocking down anyway.
It was a very physical and mental calm.
They're going up and down, they're shooting, they have to know things, and it broke them.
And it was close. Even though Christmas is in her boot and can barely move, only 7 minutes out of over an hour and a half for both of them separated their times. And Josh barely won against her.
Won.
Yeah.
And he did admit, like, that, I guess it was his last question, that he was just like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Josh wins the second HOH. And so that means Josh and Paul are going down for the third part of this HOH.
Yes.
Now let's just stop for a moment.
Yes.
Because this is what we've known for a couple days via the feeds.
Right.
So we know Josh and Paul are going down to part 3 together. And I just can't imagine a scenario where Paul doesn't win part 3.
Absolutely. Paul, as we've said for weeks now, at this point in the game, Paul is going to win everything he needs to win to guarantee him a spot in the final 2.
Yeah. He's played part 3 before.
Yeah.
He's played this whole show before.
Yeah.
He knows what to expect.
He is a student of the game. Like, everything's just lined up for him to win.
Right. So I'm thinking, we can debate these scenarios all day long, but at the end of the day, Paul's going to win part 3.
Yeah.
He's going to take Josh because it's an easy win.
Yeah.
He wins. Sign the check.
And
Let's
we're
move
all
on.
snoozing and like, just get me to the end of this finale. So boring, right?
What happens though, David?
Josh wins the scales of just us. Like,
What was it? Question 3 or 4, Josh bumps
Takes the
ahead
lead.
and you're like,
Wait a
what
minute.
what now?
What?
And then he keeps the lead. And then, boom, we're done, and he has the
Done.
lead.
They don't even finish the competition because Josh has an insurmountable lead. So now we're like, oh my gosh, is Josh gonna make one of the biggest moves in Big Brother history, pull a Steve and get out the rightful winner of BB19? Is he gonna do it?
Let's stop again because, you know, over the past few days, it's boring on the feeds. All that's really being talked about is final 2. What am I gonna do if I got final 2? What am I gonna do?
Who do I have the best chance to win against?
We saw Josh recognize Paul as a mastermind.
Yeah.
We saw Josh talk about taking Paul out of the game.
Making the big move.
We also saw Josh discussing how he thinks he'd maybe win against Paul, and that maybe Christmas, nobody hates Christmas.
She's too well liked and everybody in the jury hates me, so...
And I have to give that credit to Paul.
Yeah.
Paul put those ideas in Josh's head.
And
Paul messed with Josh's head up to that point.
And Paul is the one who turned Josh into a monster all season. He was the one who suggested that Josh use the pots and pans to start fights.
This whole season, Josh was just the clay in Paul's hand.
Yeah, and Paul was like building him into always a bigger target than him, making him the perfect person to bring to Final Two to guarantee a win. That was Paul's plan all along.
So even though we go, Josh, make the big move and cut Paul,
Please.
That's your best chance for winning.
Yeah.
We know at this point he might not do that.
Yeah,
So here we are watching the finale, and he has to evict someone.
Right. And he sends Christmas out the door. And we just slump back into our seats.
This roller coaster. Yeah, exactly. We're up and then we're down again.
It was nuts. And we're thinking, you are crazy. This could have been the only move that you did all game, and it would be enough to give you the $500,000 check, and you didn't do it.
That's what was so interesting about this moment, this move, is that it's not like BB16 with Cody standing up there and saying, look, Victoria, I've had an alliance with Derek this whole time. He's my ride or die. I have to take him.
Yeah.
We can step back and say, well, that was a horrible game move, but like that was his alliance.
Right.
Josh didn't say that. He didn't stand up, because if he had, it would have been Christmas. Christmas was his ride or die, supposedly.
Right.
And he didn't stand up and say, I have to be loyal to a certain individual.
No.
He said, I have to make a game move. And then he made the worst game move.
It was unreal.
What? But again, we have to remember these people have been secluded for months.
Yes, you lose your mind in that Big Brother house.
All you know are these people, and you don't know the big picture.
Yeah.
He had no clue that no one in their right mind would have voted for Christmas.
Yeah. So now we're down to Josh and Paul in the final two. And they bring the jury back, and it's time for the jury. Oh,
we didn't talk about the jury segment.
Yes, which was great.
Gorgeous.
Because then you start to realize how bitter the jury actually is. I was most surprised by Alex, how upset she was at Paul.
Abso-freaking-lutely. Okay, again, we can pause. It was leaked that while they were shooting this jury roundtable, the jury was emotional and bitter.
Yep.
And at that time, it only looked like Matt and Raven were in Paul's corner.
Yeah.
Okay, being me, I'm like, okay, maybe they were emotional for a day.
Right.
But I don't buy that on finale night.
Give them a week. They'll come to their senses and realize Paul has played the best game all season.
They bowed down to Paul all season long. Why would they change now?
That's right. They all got played by him, so he should win, right? So the jury segment was fascinating. Like you said, Matt and Raven are the only two defending Paul. Mark and Elena and Alex and Jason.
Alex is salty AF, and I loved every second of it. Mark was making points that I was like, yes, yes, sir,
yes.
Yes,
what you said.
Absolutely. Cody was his usual stoic self, which entertains me.
Kevin was, not there for the drama, as usual. But you could
kind of see it, like, sinking in for Kevin. Kevin had just shown up, so, he doesn't know everything yet, but he's like, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, loved that.
Yeah, that was a great segment. So then we get to their final speeches, the final questions.
The questions that they have to ask Paul. And I guess this is really one of the most shocking things that happened tonight, is that Paul still did not own up to his game.
He didn't. He still seemed to want the jury to like him. He wanted to give answers to say, like, no, I didn't mean to betray you. I didn't mean to bully anybody.
When the house had the numbers against me, I didn't know what I could do. What?
He just sort of, like, played the underdog role. Like, I came in and I was the biggest target and I had to fight my ass off and this and that. And it's like, Paul, I need you to stand up and be like, yes, I was the mastermind. I wanted all of you out, and I did it one by one, and here I am in the final two. I played the best game. This is the one
time to do that. This is the one time for you to sit down and say, yeah, I lined up the pairs to take all of you guys out.
Yeah.
Yes, I said so-and-so was a target. Like, he kind of just brushed over, and then when they were asking specific questions about why'd you lie or why'd you go against this person, he just was like, well, the house...
the house wanted it, and
I had to take care of myself, and it was like, you were literally never in danger.
Yeah, you didn't go up on the block one time.
You didn't go up on the block because you had these people wrapped around your fingers. Like, why wouldn't you sell that about yourself?
Yeah.
It was so odd. It didn't look good.
No, because all the jurors are sort of like laughing and shaking their heads, like, we're not buying this act.
Yeah, when someone's like, why did you lie?
And you're like, I didn't lie.
You should show remorse.
Yeah.
Like, you should be like, oh, I didn't want to lie to you.
But I had to for the game.
I was puppet mastering all of this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, and then the package they showed.
Oh my God.
Burn,
it was
CBS, burn.
So good. You made every single house guest look like a fool the way they trusted
Every
Paul.
single house guests look like a fool, but they also made Paul look like the arrogant SOB that he is.
Yes. I will say the one time that Paul actually stood up for himself and took the credit that he deserved was in his final speech. He finally got up and said, this is what I did all season long. I won these competitions. When I won HOH, I also won the veto. I had full control of the power. I won when I needed to, this and that and the other. And I was like, great. That's what you should have been saying during the Q&A as well. You just need to stand up and own what you did in this game.
Yeah, he did a great job of listing his stats, which is something you learn because to that point, Josh did not list his stats.
Yeah.
Josh, he actually did make some good points in his Q&A, and you could kind of see Paul like, whoa, this guy has more brains than I gave him credit for. But in Josh's speech, he didn't list any of his wins.
No.
He did mention that he got Alex out, but he was just like in a blur. It wasn't really like, he should have listed his HOHs. He should have said, I did this, I got Alex out. And then he should have said, I won part 2 and part 3 of this, and I chose to bring Paul here.
Yeah.
Like, he could have made that sound better.
Yeah, and I think for us too, one of Josh's biggest game moves was his goodbye messages.
Yes.
When he revealed his final 3 alliance with Christmas and Paul, and he didn't mention that at all. Someone else had to bring it up.
Right. Oh, and that was a great package as well. I love that CBS threw some shade at Paul. I really appreciate that. But Josh should have brought that up already. That was a strategic game move that Josh did that he didn't even mention. And after the votes are when we're talking about it.
Exactly.
That's insane.
I know.
And I can't believe that Paul was like, well, that was pretty cowardly.
Yeah.
Paul, you should have been like, dang, boy, I didn't know you had that move in you.
Yes, right. You know what's actually cowardly, Paul, is to pretend like you didn't know that an eviction was going to happen in a goodbye message. Why are you still lying?
Why are you still lying?
They're gone. They're like, ugh.
Yeah, that was so... Because no matter how we feel about Paul, he played a dang good game this season.
He ran this house every single week.
So why wouldn't you take credit for it?
Yeah, and I think that that was part of why Paul ended up losing this game. Jury management.
Absolutely.
And I think the fact that he lied to people in the goodbye message did not sit well with people like Alex and Jason.
And then he continues it here at the finale.
Yeah.
We know that they were salty and bitter and emotional. And so by this day, several days after they've gotten into jury and had this round table, they are maybe are on the fence.
Right.
And they're like, it depends on who he's up against. Obviously, if he was next to Christmas, no one wanted to vote for Christmas.
Yeah.
But here we are with him and Josh, and they know that Josh won part 3 and brought him.
Yeah.
So maybe they're on the fence. And it all comes down to how you answer these questions or what you say in the speech.
Yeah.
And the fact that you continue to lie and continue to act like you didn't actually stab these people in the back, that might have pushed them over.
Honestly,
to vote for Josh.
The only way I can explain this outcome is that this jury valued honesty over anything else. And Josh, at least, was up front. He called people out to their face. He stabbed them in the front, not the back, like Alex said.
I mean, Alex, that was beautiful. Alex, of all people, I thought she had potential in the beginning.
Yeah.
She seemed like she was smart. She seemed like she was competitive. And unfortunately, she aligned with Paul and gave him her everything. So I thought at the end of the day, she's going to respect his gameplay.
I thought so,
and give him credit.
Yes.
And when she walked up with her key and was like, I'm voting for the person who stabbed me in the front, not the back.
I was like, whoa.
That was beautiful.
Whoa.
That really summed it up because Josh, pots and pans, idiot.
Yeah.
Like, he was nobody's friend in this house.
Yeah.
Most people hated him.
Yeah.
Most people were annoyed by him. But guess what? He stabbed people in the front, not the back.
And that's what won him Big Brother. Now he has $500,000.
That vote.
Crazy. And it happened almost the exact same way as BB18. It came down 4-4 in the end. One vote separated them. And it goes again to the person who is not Paul.
We knew Matt and Raven were going to give it to Paul.
Yes.
We were pretty sure that Kevin and Christmas were going to give it to Paul.
Yeah.
Alex and Jason seemed like they were going to give it to Josh.
Yeah.
But Mark and Elena, I wasn't sure. Like, they seemed like they were on to Paul, but at the same time, were they going to value and respect his game?
And I thought Cody, for sure, as much as Cody hated Paul, I thought Cody hated Josh even more.
Right.
So I thought Cody would vote for Paul.
You know, we heard Cody and Jessica say a few times about, you know, Paul's the mastermind. Paul's the threat. You got to get Paul out, and if he's at final 2, he might as well win. I assumed Cody was still in that boat.
Yeah.
But apparently sometime in the jury house, with Cody, Mark, and Elena, the 3 of them changed their mind.
Yeah. So 5-4, Josh wins.
I mean, yes, Paul deserves to win.
Yeah, and I think we have both said I would have voted for Paul. You would have voted for Paul, right? If you were in the jury?
Last year, there's still an argument. Paul should have won 18.
Yeah.
Last year, I was all for Nicole.
Me too.
Even though I didn't like Nicole, when it came down to the both of them, I wanted to give it to Nicole over Paul. I didn't like either of them last year.
Yeah.
But she got my vote last year. He would have gotten my vote if he'd gotten rid of Paul, for sure.
Yes, I would not have voted for him.
That's what I was hoping for.
In this final 2 scenario, I definitely would have voted for Paul. I don't think Josh had much of a game. I don't care about being up front and banging pockets and pans in my face over stabbing me in the back. I don't care about that.
You're right.
If someone manipulated the house every single week and had a hand in every eviction, you were not on the block one time, you won 9 competitions, here's the check. That's how I'm voting.
Paul absolutely had the best game and deserves to win, except as someone who watched the whole season, who's not actually in the house or involved at all, who was severely disappointed by this season. Really disappointed by the majority of the house guests.
Yeah.
I'm so excited that Josh won.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm still super, because I didn't like Paul. I thought Paul played the best game, but I didn't like Paul.
Right.
And I love a twist.
I love
a surprise, expect the unexpected.
I love that Josh was straight up Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
And unstable. We gave him, what, 2 to 3 weeks max in the house.
At the start of this season, we were like, this guy's not lasting.
He won the show.
Crazy.
I like that he's a super fan, that he's been watching.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Paul never watched the show. He just happened to be cast.
And he was great at it.
The amount of jumping up and down and screaming we did throughout this episode, unreal.
And it really comes down to jury management. During the episode, when Paul wasn't owning up to his game, I was like, oh, he really is trying to get the jury to still like him. He thinks that his jury management was the reason he lost to Nicole, so that's the one mistake he thinks he made. He's trying to fix that. But I think he played it the wrong way again and just mismanaged everything. And that's what handed the win to Josh.
Yeah, the last few weeks online, people have really been talking about his jury management. A lot of former BB players have been saying like, whoa, this is a huge downfall what he's doing right now. Jury management is so important. And I guess so.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. He's still so good. Like, I don't know. I really just did not think the jury would go that way. But boy, am I excited that they did. It just makes for good entertainment value for us.
Yeah. As if that weren't enough to ruin Paul's year.
Oh my God!
They reveal America's favorite player is Cody. And that is America giving a giant middle finger to Paul, in my opinion.
That's exactly what it is. Let's not pretend we actually liked Cody. I mean, we were entertained by Cody.
Sure.
And we appreciated that he was trying to like play the game against Paul when nobody else was.
Yeah.
But nobody who goes out that long ago wins America's favorite player.
No, it's like a top 5er for sure.
Yes, it's usually the top 3. It's usually the third person. Oh my gosh.
I couldn't believe it. Kevin and Jason, I totally understand. Like, they were lovable the whole season. Cody was just sort of anti-Paul. And that ended up making the difference.
That's 100% why Jessica won that hex. Was to F you, Paul. And that's why Cody won America's favorite player, was to F you, Paul. I mean, Paul is in for a shock.
Even Cody was like...
Raven's in for a shock. People are in for a shock after this season. Matt, in for a shock.
Yeah. But even Cody, when Julie was like, Cody, do you have anything to say? He was like, this doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
And it doesn't.
It really doesn't. Except that once you realize how anti-Paul so many people were, that's who voted for Cody.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just a great finale.
I mean,
from a lackluster season to an amazing up and down finale.
Absolutely.
And not like, again, all credit to Paul. He played an amazing game. He really earned his spot in the final 2.
He really did.
I would have voted for him again.
I would have too.
But that made for a great 2 hours. It was so much fun to watch.
Being so disappointed by the season because so many people, and they brought it up. They brought it up in the show of like, so many people said they were willing to come in second place to Paul.
Yeah.
So many people Matt, Elena were like, I just want to make jury so I can pay my bills.
Yeah, that's so embarrassing.
Just like such a lack of competitive spirit.
Yes.
And that's not fun to watch.
And even down to the end when Christmas was in the final 3 saying to the guys, like, just bring whoever you think is, you know, your best shot to win. It's like, no, fight for your own spot in the final 2, you know?
All of that is just not fun from a fan perspective.
Yeah.
But boy, I feel like if this season could have been redeemed, it was.
It was. And I'm just all about Big Brother all over again. I can't wait for Celebrity
I know,
Big Brother.
right? So we've got Celebrity Big Brother next, and then we've got whatever the heck BB20 is going to be next season.
Yep.
Is that going to be an all-star? Is it? Please just don't mix them. Please.
Can you imagine if they brought Paul back again?
No, I will. I literally will not watch. I literally will.
But you will.
But I will.
You will.
All right, you guys, I don't know when we'll be back, but thank you so much for sticking with us this season through all the ups and downs.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Okay, bye.